Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance. No contribution with this video. I figured do some politics, do some what's happening, what's going on. So I'm sore. I'm hurt. Um, the naproxen works very well. You know, luckily it's been able to loosen up my left arm a bit. You know, the hater crew thinks because I lowered my arm last night that again, it's for people who hate me so much. You watch every video I make. It is something to be seen. The reason why I was able to put my arm down better last night after on the second video is because I had naproxen that they gave me from the hospital that Charlene was at Walgreens going to refill. That's why. That's why. Okay. Oh, and to Bunny and everybody harassing because the hater crew is harassing me in my emails. Okay. You want to see it? What does it say? What does it say? Today you were seen for right elbow fracture. Patient instructions reviewed. Arm fracture in adults. Right elbow fracture. Holy Cross Health Ministries. Okay? Is that Photoshop, Dan? And for those of you who say it doesn't matter, it does matter. It absolutely does matter. But it's good timing anyway. You know, because hater Bunny Rabbit, hater Dan is hater Farage Fighter. And based on what's been going on in Europe and the UK, like if your moniker was Farage Fighter and you were out on Reddit making a complete fucking asshole out of yourself on Reddit, on here, you know, Nazi this, Nazi that, you know, and you just keep losing at every turn, you're going to get salty and you're going to lash out at the guy who keeps telling you you're wrong. The guy you're fixated on because you're afraid if somebody listens, I don't know, you're not going to get your government check in your mailbox after throwing yourself in front of a city bus, was it? It was a city bus, right? And that's why you freaked out when you were called on that. See, I know Farage Fighter. I know him. I know him from a chat program. This all started there. This is all... And again, with most of my haters, it all stems from politics. It's all stems from politics. Most of it. There's a couple there. Well, there's one out in Washington or in Oregon, two, who wanted to go down the histrionic road and don't want to give up their histrionics. But the rest of them it all stems from politics. It stems from Trump. It stems from people afraid, the deadbeats afraid they're going to lose their entitlements. And then you got the abortion crowd. And there's this other, you know, thing going on that I forced my ex-wife to have an abortion in 1997. And I'm somehow hiding it. Yet, this is something I talked about. And their proof is linking back to one of my early videos, I think like number 5 or 6. So what am I trying to hide? First of all, to go through this story once again. Yeah, it was 1997. I was 22, 23? No, 22, 23, something like that. She was 25. She was 25, so I had to be 22 or 23. So she was 25 or 26. And a month before, I tried to break up with her for like the third time, and I couldn't. It was more like a month and a half, and she just wouldn't let. She just wouldn't let me. She was relentless. Fast forward 2 months, a month and a half, 2 months later, She shows up in my apartment. I'm pregnant. What do you mean you're pregnant? You're on birth control. I get it. Birth control sometimes fails. She's like, oh, well, I think when I took antibiotics and drank at so-and-so's wedding. I'm like, you took antibiotics and drank at so-and-so. Okay. Now, at that point, being how I was raised, being that I thought I couldn't do anything on my own, okay, and having no one to turn to because my fear was, oh, holy shit, what are my parents going to say? Like I was 14 years old. No one to really turn to for guidance on this. It would have been like, I didn't know what to do. What do we do? What do we do here? And she tells me, well, I've never stopped taking the birth control, so I've been taking the birth control the entire time. I gave her the money, took her to the place in Hackensack on Zabriskie Avenue. And I'll never forget, the nurses were out there in the parking lot telling the girls as they're coming in, don't worry, it's just a bunch of cells. It's just a clump of cells. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's just a clump of cells. I walked her in there, and you could hear the fucking machine going in the back. It's like a vacuum. Literally, you hear the sucking machine. And the nurses didn't want the guys to stay. They told me, go, come back in 3 hours. And I did, and that was that. And then we went down the shore, believe it or not, out of fear of my parents finding out and her parents finding out. I also gave her an engagement ring. So anybody thinks I forced that just to give her a ring and marry her and be with her for 10 to be married to her for 10 years and with her for 14, only to come home when she was pregnant with Aaron. She didn't know I was there. And I picked up the phone and she was down in the basement talking on the phone to her friend Jill. She's like, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing being a mother and like just being married. And I heard Jill say, see, I told you telling them you were pregnant was the right move. To this day, I don't know what happened. That's why I always say, before you have a kid, I give everybody a pass, because you don't know. You don't know. Once you've actually had a child, no pass, you know what it is. And when I saw Erin sucking her thumb in the womb at 11 weeks, like, I knew. Wrong move. Wrong move. And I can't get the image of that fucking nurse and the other two just standing in the parking lot. Come on, it's just a clump of cells. It's just a clump of cells. Has nothing to do with me wanting to oppress women. But like I said, my haters come from those issues. They're political issues. Women who can't get past the guilt of what they did, can't get past their own selfishness. My body, my choice. It's not what about the body of the child? Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. And now we're in a stage now on social media and on YouTube where talking about this stuff can make you go away. It can make you disappear. Slowly, and I've been talking to you about this for years now. Slowly but surely, they're going to keep making us disappear until there's no one left. What I really think is going on with the social medias, I think they want to be taken over, because now what you're seeing is you're seeing the Department of Justice gearing up for antitrust, which is what I've been talking about, which needs to happen to Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. And I've come to the conclusion, I think they want it. I think the heads of those companies, Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, whoever's in charge of Alphabet, I think they want the government to come in and crack down. Want to know why? Because it's like I've always said about the left. Okay? They're wild dogs that are eventually going to turn on their handler. And that's what has happened with these social justice activists within Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and doing all the demonetization. They've lost control of their own attack dogs. They've lost control of their own pit bulls. So now, and what it is and what they're finding out is that the Republicans, the establishment Republicans, are so weak and so feckless. It's like, what do we have to do to get you to come in and take us over? Because I think the way they look at it, it's the only way to save their companies from complete government takeover or a complete annihilation due to wokeness. I think that's what they I really do. Because for them to go ahead with what they're doing to Crowder now and just, you can making more protected groups, and they're calling borderline video that are borderline, not about borderline personality disorder, which is a thing, obviously. But I think why the borderlines are getting automatically demonetized is because it says borderline, and they think I'm talking about one thing. And then when one of these SJWs checks out the video, they see, oh, well, I'm still going to keep it demonetized. That's what Jack and Zuckerberg, that's what they've lost. They've lost control of their pit bulls. They've lost control. And now they want you to come in. Now they want government to come in and save them. I broke it, now fix it. So they can have something left of their company. That's what I think is happening. But up until that happens, because what's going to happen once these antitrust investigations happen, once Department of Justice raids Facebook or Twitter or does for their, you're going to see the algorithms get shut off real fast. Just as an example, I got to make videos for a couple days. Okay, they announced the antitrust 3 days ago. It was like the algorithm got shut off for 3 days. I had triple and quadruple the amount of views on all my videos, and I didn't post any. They're able to turn this algorithm on and off. On and off. It's like a switch. And all they do is they flip it off, and everything just goes right back to normal again. I don't think the government's moving fast enough for Google and Facebook. That's how terrified they are of their own employees. That's how terrified, because they've lost control. Yeah, they're all hippie liberals. They all want all that free love fucking nonsense. They do. They do. But they don't want what these social justice nut jobs they got working for them wants. They ain't about that. And they realize they have lost control of their own companies. So what they need is they need a scapegoat. They need the government to come in and be the scapegoat so they're not blamed. Okay? Because if it's Jack asking for it, or Zuckerberg, or whoever at Google asking for it, well, what are those SJW engineers and programmers and all those guys who are fucking with the algorithms going to do? They're going to rip it all down and destroy everything. So they got to give them a bad guy. I mean, this is 1984 level we're at here. It really is. I mean, it's that type of manipulation. You always need a scapegoat. You always need a bad guy. And the tactic is to gaslight society. I'll tell you what, the naproxen with I took 10 they prescribed me 10 oxys, so I've only took one last night, one today. Wow. I could see how they become a problem. Like, they really make you loopy. So, whew. Just lost my head there for a second. So I guess I'll wrap it up there. I'm gonna have a hard time concentrating on reading, so that's why I kind of wanted to do a topic today, get a little bit more explanation out too. Kind of wanted to do more of a topic, keep the channel going, because I'm not going to be able to concentrate on an email. I'm just not. And luckily my arm is going very well right now. So, hurts a little bit. But you can't be a big baby either. You can't cry every time. You get used to it. You just do. And luckily I was able to sleep pretty well last night. So, it's just like this. And, Charlene wants to try to find an adult-sized bubble to put me in. But, whatever. Whatever, you won't hold me. Alright, I'm getting a little... God, these things are still kicking in. Alright, I'm getting a little bit more loopy. So I don't even know if this makes sense. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Everybody who's donated so far for the injury and for whatever else, I appreciate it. A couple of you, I have a hard time. I got one hand at 30%. So emailing is tough. I tried to email everyone back yesterday. There was one in particular who was very generous. Your email address doesn't work attached to your PayPal, but thank you. I don't know if you want me to just name you individually, but thank you very much. I don't want you to think like I'm an asshole and just take things for granted. I don't. It was very generous, and I do appreciate it. Thank you to everyone else as well. I want to keep it going, get the queue built. Going to get through this as best I can. Please support the channel as well. I am still trying to hit that goal, get that capital influx, and then, be much more comfortable for everybody. So, hope to hear from you. Thanks again, everybody, for all your support and all your well wishes. I do appreciate it, and I need a nap. So, see you all soon, guys. Bye.